Good evening. I'm on because I'm going to be speaking about Madeline McCann, but it's Madeline McCann, young lady, was actually found guilty for harassing Maddie's parents. Now, this young lady, Julia Want Wandelt, I don't know if it's pronounced her second name. She comes from Poland, and she came out a few years ago saying that she was Madeline McCann. It turned out she isn't. She doesn't look, and she hasn't got any what would be either Jerry or the mum's features at all. It's clear, but it blew up, and she got taken to America and things like that. But she was saying that obviously that she was kidnapped, and a lot was. I knew, but the young lady is only now 24 years old, and she's from living in Poland. And obviously, as I said, she was found guilty of a lesser charge of harassment and sentenced to 6 months in prison, which she was already served, having been in custody since February. The McCanns said that despite the guilty verdict, they take no pleasure in the result. I don't think the McCanns wanted to go through that court case because they knew, the fact is, they know what happened to their daughter. They do. Maddie, I don't think is alive. I think it's something to do with them. It just, fingers, yeah, you don't want to have fingers pointing to parents. It's like, to me, they should have been charged with neglect, because what parents leaves free under 5-year-olds, even at that, under 16, in a hotel apartment on their own while you're away having drinks and food with your friends. That's alarm. It sets alarm bells. It really does. And I'm unhappy that if that was like myself and anybody else, we would have had the rest of their children removed. We would have, but they didn't. And it's very sad. Now, it's a shame this young lady needs clearly a lot of therapy. There's something that's went on, that the fact that she clung on to thinking she was Maddie McCann. It's like, hopefully she gets all the help she needs, because she definitely needs that help. Because something's obviously happened within the family that makes, or maybe even if there hasn't, maybe she's arguments, but she's took her obsession with Madeline McCann and put it into her head that she was that, and maybe told herself that she was, or maybe somebody has told her she was Maddie, and she's believed it so much that she's come out and said, "Look, I'm Maddie McCann," because I knew it blew up. I don't know if it was an Instagram or TikTok, but it did blow. I remember it being all over the news, and it's like she did get taken with somebody. I don't know who this woman was, and most likely brainwashed even more. I'm out to do DNS, because obviously the McCanns weren't doing DNS. I don't think I'd even know if they did the DNA test. because nothing has come out to say they have done a DNA test. It's like, obviously, the child obviously heard that Julia claimed to be Madeline's disappearance during a family holiday in Portugal, 2007, which has never been solved. Well, it's saying that anyway here in the paper clipping that there was a DNA tested out after arrest in February. But why wait that long? Why wait that long? Why couldn't they have done a DNA test a lot earlier to have ruled that out and not put her through that? Because they have made that a public spectacle of that young lady, letting her go through that from the very beginning. And that is that is actually very sad. Is the fact that she began to reach out to the McCann family through Glenfield Hospital, where Madeline's parents worked in June 2022. And they never, obviously, they never responded or whatever. But it just shows you that people like this can scam parents of missing children. In this case, and I'm sorry, I mean, Kate said she was bombarded with more than 60 calls and messages on one day. I mean, do you believe that for the McCanns? I don't know. I mean, it's possible. But there's, as I said, that young girl has got a lot of problems which needs to be addressed. And obviously, if she's done her time in the jail, then she will be getting taken back to Poland and living there back with her parents. Maybe she's old enough to maybe have a house over there and told to remain there. But it's like you see this quite a lot. I mean, I remember there was a case years and years ago, and there was as a young boy went missing, and at that time, obviously, you had missing children. You remember on the milk bottles, and I think it was only an American thing. I think, and it's somebody pretended to be. It's the fact is the police just took it. The skin colour was totally off, and he was an older person. But then the parents kind of took him in. You think you'd know that wasn't their child. I think it's with their grief and they were just wanting to believe it was their child. Whereas McCann's knew right away that wasn't their daughter. And also a DNA test proved that. And the young lady Julia got arrested and put in prison for it. And I think if you even think about doing things like that to missing parents, and you don't. You do not know what these parents are going through. You do not know the trauma that these parents go through. And even if the parents are not, a lot of other family members that are still alive and still searching for answers for their loved ones. As I said, in this case with Maddie, but in heart of hearts, this is my opinion and my opinion only. I think with them giving them medication to help them sleep so they didn't wake up, they've overdosed Maddie and they've obviously quickly, and I don't think it was on that night. I think it was maybe the night before. And then they've kind of then raised alarms because obviously, so it's it is frightening to know that there's parents out there that would do something to their children. I mean, you see it quite a lot, which is absolutely heartbreaking. Or even in this case, being an accident. I mean, I don't think they would have done it deliberately. But the fact is, why didn't they just say, look, have an accident, phone an ambulance, take it to the hospital, whatever. Um, I mean, I get it. You don't want English have your children taken off you anyway, but then you have the fact is they've been lying and taking money for public funding, which we pay by taxpayer money to actually pay for the McCanns to go search for a child that is not alive. And then we've got to pay money towards cases like this because an unwell individual is pretending to be that person's child. I mean, it's saying that a WhatsApp exchange in November 2024 between Wandelt and Mrs. Spragg, whoever she is, included jokes about going through the McCann's bins and stealing cutlery from a restaurant after they visited to obtain DNA, the court heard. What the heck? That is sick in the head. No, you do need help if you're doing daft things like this. I'm glad she got to jail. I'm glad it was dealt with. But in a way, she was used as, again, to bring up the Maddie case and to use, because they're with the Maddie case to blame that guy. It turned out, guess what? It wasn't him, and he'd been released. So it's like, I think the police really, really do need to hammer down and look at the parents, because when something happens to your child or somebody close to you, the police always look straight away to either the parents, the grandparents, somebody. It's like the siblings, something. Also, when they've looked at Maddie's siblings because they were babies, literally wee babies, they were only 1 year old. So it's the fact is, it's their friends are a name, they're doctors, they're all doctors and surgeons, so they've kept their mouth shut. But guess what? One of them is going to crack. One of them is going to open up. I mean, there's rumours saying that they're part of the Freemasons. I don't know if that's true. I'm not exactly sure. But even at that, I mean, there's a lot of stories about the Freemasons. I might actually do a video on that another time, but obviously I wanted to give an update of the Maddie case because I have shared this on my short, and I think it's fair, as I said, if you feel as if you might be somebody's pet child or related to somebody, ask them for your DNA test or to get, because don't harass them. And if they don't want a DNA test, then leave it. I mean, don't go through that. You could actually get the jail. Because there's other ways to go through and get that DNA test. There's no way to do this. I mean, it's like you see police, it's like being in America or something, like it's like if they wanted to get somebody's DNA test and they're refusing to get it, they go out their way to go and get cups and all the rest of it. I've seen that, and it's not in films. You see it in America. I don't know if here in the UK does it, but I know in America does it. because especially when they're trying to get evidence to prove, I mean, they most likely do, but I mean, our police are now getting ridiculous. They don't want to really do their job when it comes to crimes. But I hope that that settles things for the McCanns. Yeah, it must be hard now. They've not got they've got the twins, but they haven't got Maddie, and they had to go through that turmoil. We shouldn't have left our children alone. We shouldn't have done this, and we shouldn't have done that. They'll have to live with that forever. And the fact is, rather than it's like the talk when they were speaking about Maddie, straight away they were talking about her in past tense, straight away, and they were doing interviews with Piers Morgan. They were more interested in promoting their book than speaking about their daughter, which is something doesn't fit right with me with the McCanns. There's something not fitting. And as my opinion, this is my opinion, and I know other people's opinions are the same within this when it comes to McCanns. I do think it was an accident and they had to cover it up because of the job they're in. And it wouldn't have looked, obviously, it wouldn't have looked right. Just like Jobany. Again, they were in Philly, their parents had big jobs, had money, and again, they didn't want, because I think it was a son, and obviously they didn't want to lose another child because obviously one was already passed. So, and I think it was the same way the McCanns, except obviously it wasn't the twins that done something, it was them accidentally doing something. So, let's hope that young lady gets the help she needs in prison, I mean, and goes home to Poland and gets a lot more help in Poland. I mean, Poland is a beautiful and beautiful country. They've got the big beautiful Christmas market, and they're a very proud culture over there. I mean, I know a lot of people don't have, and it's like anywhere, isn't it? There's always things going on, but hopefully, maybe the government over there will put some in to help this young lady get through. Maybe she's went through something, even if she has been taken to and she is maybe find out is she actually a DNA tested to her real parents, and if she isn't, whose daughter is she? And I've said that from the beginning. If she isn't belonging to the parent, the thing with and actually, and she definitely what isn't related to the McCanns, then who does she belong? Who she been taken from? And that should be actually looked into. But I don't believe she should have went or got somebody else to go through the blinking somebody's bins and read them, and that's wrong. Don't do that. Just please don't do that, guys. That's anyway. I know what it's like to have some stuff stolen from me. I mean, today I had, well, it was yesterday now, a delivery, and it was delivered to the wrong address. But guess what? The people are not answering the door on purpose, which means they've got my stuff. And it's a pure joke when you're trying to get your money back, because as somebody who's disabled, I rely on getting things in for my cat's food rather than try to carry it all home. And I've had to spend extra money, which I didn't need. To me, it's like, I don't know what it's like. I know what it's like. The fact is, it was delivered to a door which is white. My door is green and it has a camera on it. So don't try and strip it because my camera is live 24/7. And please, anybody, get a ring doorbell, ring doorbell. And believe me, it's really, they really come in handy, especially when you've got delivery drivers or anybody doing stupid things. So I'd advise, I mean, I got it because for my son who's blind, in case I was out and it means he wasn't answering the door, he can talk through the wee thing. But I'm glad, and it wasn't me, but it was my son for his own safety. So, so I'm kind of glad that he did buy that. But maybe they should have, I mean, had cameras on. I mean, how did they know that they went through? I know it was WhatsApp, but maybe they should have had. I mean, I know you shouldn't have cameras or right on your bins, but maybe they should have cameras. I mean, I don't know where the bins were, if it was at the front, or if you're somebody like they maybe have cameras about the full property, so that you have video evidence that somebody's doing something wrong, and it means it can help your case or things like that, and it just goes a lot more smoothly for the police. But again, hopefully this young lady gets all the help she needs. And to McCanns, hopefully this case with Maddie is resolved a lot sooner than later, because somebody's going to crack, somebody's going to it's going to come out. I mean, I've got a feeling, I don't know what it is, got a feeling that, see that way when you get a feeling, I think our body's going to be found soon. I don't know what it is, but I've had it for the last few months, and it's like, and I'm going, I mean, it just could be coincidental, I don't know. But I've had that feeling, I'm going, I've got a feeling it's like, I mean, that they might find her body. I mean, as I said, it could be that's just a coincidence, I don't know. But sometimes it's, when things like that happen to me, it turns out when it does happen, it's true. So sometimes listen to your inner instincts. So, but don't send this girl any hate if she gets out or anything like that. Just send her support for her to get help. You know what I mean? Because clearly she needs it. I'll send you love and light, and good night.